Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here, and in today's video we're going to learn how to make this beautiful 6 pieces shirt dress. So this is a shirt dress with a bishop collar. For this particular dress, you're going to need at least 2.5 yards of crepe material, that is by 60. But if you're making it for a plus size or from size 10 upwards, you should buy at least 3 yards so that you'll not run out of fabric. Now, first of all, you're going to draft a basic gown with a basic dart, and I'm going to be drafting the back of this gown first of all. Now, this is my paper, this is the lace trimming that I have, and my fabric. Then from my shoulder, I'll go down by 8 inches for my chest line, 10 inches for my bust point. My bust point is 10 inches, so 2 inches above the 10 is my chest line, and that is 8. 16 inches for my half length, 27 for my hip line, and then my full length. I want the dress to be a short dress. I'll label the lines: chest line, bust points, half length, hip length, and full length. Now, after doing this, the width of my neck will be 3 inches. And like I said, I'm drafting the back of this dress first of all. So I'll make the neck depth 1 inch. You can make yours 1.5. For my shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2, that is 8. Then from my shoulder, I'll mark a straight line down to my chest line, and I will use 1 inch for my shoulder slant, and then I will curve my armhole. So the reason why I'm curving my armhole this way is because I want to use it for my front also, and I want it to be free around the armhole. So my nipple to nipple is 4. I marked 4 from the center of my paper, and I'm extending that 4 inches line from my half length down to the full length and up to the bust point. Now, on each side of that half length, I am going to take out half an inch, half an inch. This is for normal darts. Then I will connect it to my hip line, connect the other half inch to my hip line. Then I'll find the midpoint of my shoulder. I want to make this dress a shoulder dart, but before I do that, I'll take my bust measurement divided by 4, my waist measurement divided by 4, plus 1 inch for my dart allowance. Then I'll connect from my waist to my bust. Then from my waist, I'll mark my A-line shape. This is an A-line dress, so I'll mark an A-line shape down to the full length, and make sure that the hip is wide enough to accommodate your hip. Then from the side of the full length, I'll come down by 2 inches and I'll curve. I don't want it to be pointy at the side. Then I'll place my tape to find the midpoint from my neckline to my armhole. And after getting the midpoint, I connected it to my bust point. So now I have a shoulder dart. But for the front, remember to add bust dart or upper bust tightening. Though I didn't do this on this dress, but please, if you are cutting the front, remember to add bust dart or shoulder dart at least. It is important so that you will have a fitted upper bust. You need to tighten your upper bust a little, maybe by 1 inch. So now, after cutting my paper, I will cut off my dart on paper. I want to cut off this dart on paper so that I'll not have to pick it while sewing. After cutting out my dart, I will cut out on my fabric. The thing is, this paper that I used for the center back, I'll also use it to cut out my center front. Now, this is for the yoke. I want to draft the yoke of this dress separately. I'll mark my shoulder, that is 18 divided by 2, 8. 16 divided by 2, that is 8. I marked my chest line 8, my bust point 10. So this is the only thing you need in order to draft a perfect yoke. So connect your chest line to your shoulder and then mark your normal armhole. I am drafting only the yoke, so it will stop at my bust points. Now, after doing that, I'll mark 3 by 3 for my front neckline, 3 by 3, and I'll go ahead and connect. Then I'll also use 1 inch for my shoulder slant. After doing that, you will slant the center, the V shape of your yoke the way you want it to be. You can see my chest and my bust point. First of all, I'll get my bust measurement plus 2 inches seam allowance. Then you will come down by like half an inch from your neckline, and you will slant your yoke the way you want it to be. That one is up to you. If you want your yoke to be covered, you can do that. If you want it to expose your neckline, you can also do that as well. So I'll come down by half an inch and I'll mark this V shape. I'll allow it to connect to my bust points. I'll mark it to my bust points. If you want to stop at the chest line, You can stop at the chest line also. So this is my yoke, and I will cut two of these. Now I'll start cutting out on my fabric. This one that I'm cutting right now is the center back. So while cutting the center back, remember to add 1/2 inch seam allowance round the paper, and also add 1 inch seam allowance for the hemming. So you can see that I added a little A-line shape at the full length of this paper. So now after cutting the center back, I will cut the sides first of all. So the thing is that I will cut my front and my back side pieces together. I want my front to have a shoulder. Then after everything, I will trim out the place that I'll replace with my yoke. I want to make it easy for you guys, because drafting it alone may confuse us. So now I folded this fabric twice before placing this paper on top, and I am cutting out. And you can notice that I'm adding 1/2 inch seam allowance everywhere, especially around that allowance. It is really important because that will help you get your accurate nipple to nipple measurement. But if you miss adding this dart allowance, after joining your dart, your nipple to nipple may be smaller. Now after cutting this, you can go ahead and give your front pieces a little upper bust tightening. You can trim it by 1 inch, though I didn't do upper bust tightening, but it is really important. Now this fabric that I'm folding is for the front, like the center front, and I told you guys that the difference between the center back and the center front is button allowance. So now I'll place my center back on this fabric, and I will add 2 inches or 3 inches button allowance to it. You can see my center back is on fold, but I had to open my center front so that I will have so that I can add 3 inches for my zipper, for my button allowance. Sorry. Now I will come down by 3 inches. I want the neckline to be 3 inches. After cutting that, I'll go ahead and cut out my sleeve. So this is a long puffy sleeve. I have 25 inches here. I measured out 25 inches. Then I had to cut my armhole, and I will slant it a bit. The puffy sleeve should not be too full. It is not necessary. After cutting out this sleeve, I'll also go ahead and cut out the band, because the sleeve that we are using has a band, not an elastic. So now this is my yoke. I'll go ahead and cut out my yoke, and as you are cutting, remember to add 1/2 inch seam allowance to this, because we're still going to add a trimming to it. So now after doing that, I'll go ahead and cut out my band. This yoke is 2 pieces. We have one for the right and one for the left. Now I'll go ahead and fold this fabric twice, and then I will cut out a band. The height of my band will be like 4.5, then the width will be 10 inches. My round sleeve, my wrist measurement is 8 inches plus 1 inch, that is plus 2 inches for similar, that is 1 inch on both sides, that is 10. Now after cutting that, I'll go ahead and cut out like just 2 pieces. They will be like 1.5 inch wide. That is for the rope that you are going to use to tie the neckline. If you check the collar area, you will notice that they added a little rope there, like 2. So you go ahead and cut out the fabric you will use for that. So I want to divide this trimming into 2 because it is too wide. I want to divide it into 2 so that it will fit, so that it will give me the shape and the size that I want. It is too bold this way. So if you have this type, you can go ahead and divide it into 2. Now these are my pieces. These are the side pieces. You can see that I folded my button allowance. I folded it twice. Then I'll also place the other button allowance. This is what I was trying to tell you guys. If you are joining your front, remember to give the upper bust a little tightening. So now this is the center back. I am done joining my side pieces to it. Now I'll go ahead and fix my band. I am doing the ready to wear format. After, I'll go ahead and overlock everything. So I'll gather my sleeve on my band. After gathering it on my band, then I'll go ahead and shape the side. Now this is my yoke. I'll go ahead and open it. You can see that I have 2 pieces right now. I'll introduce my trimming. So the thing is that you will use this trimming to turn that edge. Use the trimming to turn it, then top stitch. After doing that, this is what I have. You will use the trimming to turn it the way, just like when you are adding a bias to the hem of your clothes. After doing that, you top stitch. Now these are my front pieces. I'm done folding my button allowance, and I have joined the center pieces to the side pieces. Now I'll go ahead and cut the neckline. I'll cut out the neckline. It depends on how deep you want your neckline to be. So after trimming off that neckline, you can see what I have there. I'll also go ahead and use this trimming to hem that neckline, just like the way we use bias to hem our clothes. That is the way you are going to do that. Now I'll fix my rope. First of all, you fix your rope before adding your turtleneck. This is important. Now I am done adding my trimming around my neckline, and this is what I have. It is really beautiful. The next thing that I'm going to do now is to pin them together. It is important because if you pin them together, the measurements will not change. So after pinning them, you will add your yoke. And make sure that when you are adding your yoke, your bust point remains the same, your half length remains the same. Make sure that everything remains the same. Then go ahead and pin your yoke. After pinning your yoke, you will run a stitch to hold the two of them together. So after doing this, I'll go ahead and shape the sides. I'll use 1 inch to shape the side seam. I'll shape my shoulder and then fix my sleeve, and that will be all. At the end of the day, this is what I have. Now the last step is to measure your round neck for your turtleneck. You go ahead and measure your round neck. So if I measure my round neck from the point of the first rope to the other rope, I have 18 inches there. So 18 inches is the measurement that I will use for my turtleneck, and this is the pattern that I use for it. You go ahead and fold your paper in a triangular manner. After folding your paper, you will find any point on that paper that will give you your round neck measurement. My round neck is 18 inches, so I'll find any point on this paper that will give me 18 inches. So I'm trying to measure. First of all, I'm trying to find the points that will give me 18 inches, and now I have gotten it. So come down by like 13 inches from the points of that triangle. From the top of the triangle, come down by 13 inches and connect. Then from that 13 inches, come up by 2 inches. So doing this way, automatically the top of your turtleneck will be smaller than the round neck, than the area that you fix to your round neck, thereby making your turtleneck to relax very well around your neck. This method works very well. So now I'll go ahead and cut out this paper, and after cutting it out, I will cut it on two. I'll cut out 2 fabric for this one, for the main fabric, the other one will be for the lining. And now I'm trying to find my 18 inches. 18 divided by 2 is 9, plus half an inch, that is 9.5. So that is my 18 inches point, and I will curve from there. You know that this turtleneck is curved, right? Curved V. It is not straight. Now after cutting my turtleneck, this is what I have. I will cut out this pattern on 2 pieces, and when you are cutting, remember to add half an inch round this pattern. After cutting this one, I'll cut another one for my lining, and I'll add hard interface to the both of them because you need this turtleneck to be firm. So this is the first piece. I'll cut out the second one, and after cutting the second one, I'll add hard gum to it, or hard interface, anyone you have. If you have a clothes gum, you can use it, but a color gum or a hard interface is better. Now after cutting this, I'll add my hard interface. I'm done adding the interface. First of all, you attach your trimming round, like at the upper part of your turtleneck, before you turn it with the second one. Now after that, this is what I have. You can see my trimming, and you can see that I have turned it with the second one, and this is what I have at the end of the day. So just go ahead and fix it, and like I said, I'm doing it the ready to wear way. Just run a normal stitch after you overlock and then top stitch here. So I'm not fixing it the way we fix our normal turtleneck. I just want to run a straight stitch after attaching it, I will overlock. At the end of the day, this is what I have. So guys, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up so that more tailors can see it, and also do not forget to click on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified. Thank you all, and see you all in my next video. Bye.